Oliver confronts his issues head-on. It was a cheerless morning on the Islesborough branch line. The sun was starting to rise and was beginning to look like a good day, but not in the sheds. Oliver had another nightmare and had woken up Donald once again, who nearly put a hole in the back of the shed with his tinder. "Ugh, well I might as well stay out till my driver comes. There goes my extra rest," scoffed Donald. "I'm sorry, okay?" said Oliver. "You're gonna have to talk to somebody about this," replied Donald. Oliver huffed and blew steam before puffing away. Oliver pulled into the station with a passenger train. Duck was in the siding talking to the controller of the railway, Sir Topham Hatt. Just then, the controller came over to Oliver. "Oliver, Duck told me about the nightmares you've been having." "Oh, sir," pleaded Oliver, "it's nothing you need to worry about." "I care about all my engines, Oliver. If you can't work because of an issue, I will spend whatever I need to help," replied Sir Topham Hatt sincerely, just like my father. Sir Topham Hatt cleared his throat and continued. "So, I'm sending you to Edward's branch line." Oliver looked confused. "But why, sir?" he asked. "Edward's one of the kindest engines on my railway, Oliver, and if there's any engine who will help your problem, it's him." Oliver agreed, but he felt a nervous feeling in his smoke box. "Good. I'll reschedule your trains. After your passenger run-ins, you can head to Wellsworth where Edward will be." Oliver whistled and puffed away. He had no idea how to feel about the situation. "Being around Edward shouldn't be too bad, but I don't know if I can tell him anything," he admitted to nobody in particular. "I don't know anybody on that branch line." Just then, a big green diesel raced by Oliver with a long goods train. Oliver was mortified and gave a frightened whistle. "What was that?" he gasped. Oliver knew what had oiled past him. It was something he thought he had escaped. Diesels. The Great Western engine sped up and hoped he could get to his next station quickly. Oliver had finished his last train of the day and headed off to Wellsworth to meet Edward. Edward was happy to see Oliver, but not the uncomfortable look on his smoke box. "Hello, Oliver," he began. "It's nice to see you. What's with the glum look on your face?" Oliver grimaced and looked away. "It's a long story," he huffed, "and part of the reason I came here, actually." "It looks as if it's going to rain," Edward said. The old engine put on a kind smile. "I think that's where our session can end for today, but you still didn't tell me what was bothering you when you first came in." "It's hard to explain," Oliver answered. Edward understood, and didn't want to press Oliver any further. "Of course. You can tell me when you're ready." After a while, Oliver was left on his own once Edward had to leave for a job. "Oh well," he thought, "I guess I'll nap to pass the time." He was starting to get a good doze going in the calming rain before his station master came up to him. "There's a goods train stuck on Gordon's Hill. Do you think you can help them?" "I can try," replied Oliver. He only hoped he sounded as sure as he tried to be. His doubts were silenced by his puffing pistons as he started to climb Gordon's Hill. The Great Western engine decided that instead of being a banker, he wanted to couple up to the front of the train and try to pull. Once Oliver got to the front, he gasped. "Excuse me," Edward asked the station master after he pulled into Wellsworth. "Did you see where that lime green tank engine went?" The station master had. "I sent him to help Boko, who was stuck on Gordon's Hill. Why do you ask?" "Boko?" Edward was shocked. "Oh no." "Hello," said the diesel, who we knew was Boko. "Are you who they sent to help me?" Oliver was mortified. He couldn't speak a word. Boko looked confused once Oliver didn't reply. "Hello?" he repeated, this time with a confused tone. "You're a diesel," Oliver finally managed to respond. Boko chuckled. "Yes, I am. I'm a diesel-electric Metropolitan Vickers Type 2, he responded. Oliver's eyes nearly fell out of his smoke box. He couldn't muster anything else to say, so he shakily headed down the line and switched onto the line Boko was on. He backed onto the front of the train nervously. His driver patted the side of his cab to try and soothe the shaking engine. With a whistle and a honk, the train began rolling down the hill. "Finally, at least we're running smoothly, and I have some time to try and relax," thought Oliver, but that was short-lived once Boko gasped, "Look out!" and Oliver did. Coming into view was a goods train, and Oliver and Boko were heading straight towards it. They tried to brake, but the wet rails caused them to slide instead. Oliver got an idea. "Keep braking!" he called to Boko. Boko agreed and held his brakes on tightly. Meanwhile, Oliver used the sand in his sandbox to try and grip the rails. His box flew and sizzled in the pouring rain, but he managed to get a small distance between himself and Boko. "Let's hope this worked," he begged, and there was a splintering crash. Luckily, nobody was hurt.